Greetings everyone, welcome to Just Advance. And this game was played entitled Tuesday, and it's an absolutely crazy game because with the white pieces we have Jan-Krzysztof Duda, with the black pieces we have Magnus Carlsen, world number one. It's going to be an insane game. Duda starts with e4, we have c5 going for the Sicilian defense, knight to f3, e6, and here just going for the French variation. We have d4, c captures the exchange variation, knight captures a6, and here just c4. And now we have knight to f6, knight to c3. Both players are, like this is for fun, and both players are gonna go absolutely crazy in openings. Here we have queen to c7, a3, but here just b6, and here just bishop to e3. We have bishop to b7, f3, and just d6, and here rook to c1, knight bd7, king to d2. And this king to d2 is absolutely crazy move to play in this position. I mean, you could just go for that. I mean, and mostly, you can have a fine game. That's not not an issue in this position. But here bishop to e7, and now king to c2. Here we have castles, and now g4, knight to e5, and here king to b1. And I mean, he just walked in here and went artificial castling. It's absolutely insane in this position. And here the move that Magnus should have played in this position is and the ironic part about this is actually he's still better in the position. Like, Magnus hasn't done anything to absolutely crush him, because what Magnus used to do, if anyone plays something like this against him, is absolutely gonna crush him. But he's still better. The best move for Magnus in this position is going for knight after d7, and here after g5, now you go for rook f to e8, bishop to e2, and here once the rook joins this party, you get this h4, and this absolutely crazy engine line start here. Queen to d8, and here after queen to f1, queen to c7, and once the knight to a2 jumps, you get this knight to c5, queen to h3, d5. Now I'm going to try and open up the center because I want to get to your king, and here white is just going to push on the king side. C captures, e captures, and here just f4, attacking the knight, but just knight to c4, just trying to put some pressure on this bishop. But here just we have e5, and we have b5, but now comes this h5, and now here after bishop captures, just absolutely crazily sacrificing that bishop to try and stop white's attack, because white's attack is happening a little bit too fast. But what happens if you actually take it? If you take it, then comes trouble, because here comes queen captures on e5, and now you have to understand that there is nothing in this position, because if you go for bishop captures on c4, we get d captures, and now that rook is falling no matter what you do. Knight to c2, but now just comes this rook captures, and rook a c8, and black is gonna have an absolutely amazing game. But here after king to b1, we have rook a to c8 directly, just directly going for that, and Magnus is definitely just trying to attack Duda's king. g5, immediately going for the attack, but we have knight f to d7, just playing the same moves but in a different move order. We have h4, but now just comes this queen to b8, and here we have h5, just going for that, but knight captures on c4, just grabbing that pawn that comes with the tempo, so you have to do something about that. But bishop captures on c4, just exchanging that piece. Rook captures, but here just g6, and Duda's attack is definitely happening a lot faster, but he also has to play this to utmost accuracy. Bishop to f6, but now just comes g captures, so now that comes with a check, you have to react to it. We have rook captures h6, and here g6 was played, but now comes knight captures on e6, and now you have to understand that that square is going to be very much important till the end of the game. You cannot even sacrifice this, because if you try it, then somewhere along the line this bishop is going to be get hold of this diagonal, and you're going to be absolutely losing. In this position, the best that Magnus can muster in this is just queen to e8, and here after a move like knight to g5, just attacking the rook, you play bishop captures on g5, bishop captures, queen to e5, and here after bishop to e3, now you get this b5, and here slowly king to a2, but here just very nicely eyeing the king, and here just b3, attack the rook moves back, you get all your pieces in order, and slowly but surely you start to make progress. Once the queen moves, you can see that it's most likely going to end in a draw, but still white is better. But here after knight caps on e6, for some reason Magnus went for this bishop caps on c3. Just this just simply doesn't work, because here you get this knight to g5, the same idea, and now if you move back, I'm just going to take your rook. So here rook to e7 was played, just moving the rook out of the way, but now comes queen to b3, and now you understand the problem all along, because how are you going to defend that king? You cannot even push, because I just captured, so there is nothing in the position. Here d5 was played, but now this comes rook caps on c3, and here we have b5, but here just rook to d1, and now there's immense pressure in the position. Now bishop is also guarded. This is an idea, and there's not much you can do about it. Here queen to c7 was played by Magnus, but here just queen to b4, and absolutely crazy, because if you take here, then just rook captures, and I've just exchanged down, and I'm a very happy man because my position is much better than yours. So if you want to go for it, go for it. Thank you very much. But here just knight to e5 was played, but now comes this rook caps on c4, just finally grabbing that rook. Knight captures away the tempo on the bishop, but here just bishop to d4, just getting this bishop on this diagonal. And I told you, once that bishop gets traded off, this bishop is gonna get a hold of that diagonal. And it's just these basic principles that always can be applied to positions like this. And you always understand that once you get a hold of him, you're just winning the game. And hit d captures on e4, but f captures, and but Magnus effect is definitely real. So you never know, maybe just Magnus can muster something, or maybe just flag Duda, you never know. Bishop caps on e4 with a check. King to a1, but just bishop to f5, and that bishop is going to be a very important piece for Magnus. Here bishop to f6 was played, attacking the rook. Rook moves, but now just comes queen to c3, and definitely just getting on the same diagonal slowly but surely. This is looking very dangerous. Magnus in this position, it's a drawish position. I mean, it got to a draw where Duda could not find the best move. But here, the best move for Magnus is playing queen to c5, and queen to c5 is a very important move because here after king to a2, now you get this queen to e3, asking for a queen trade, and here after queen captures, most likely this position is going to end in a draw because with equal pieces, equal pawns, your position is a little bit worse. But Magnus is up a pawn, but you have to understand the position is just not favoring him here. After knight to g4, bishop moves. Knight is the only one that can move because you know that this pawn and this bishop are controlling a lot of the squares. So if rook moves forward, there may be some mating ideas. So here just knight to e4, but after knight captures, rook to a7, and in this line, most likely it's going to be a draw. But here in this position, after queen to c3, rook to e3 was played, but rook to e3 completely blunders. As I told you that there are some mating ideas. There is not many squares for that black king, and here in this position, queen to d4, a very deadly move because that is coming in the position. So here rook to e8 back, but Magnus has just wasted a tempo and given this queen a very nice square. So here queen to d5 check was played, bishop to e6, but here knight captures on e6, queen to f7, and here we have knight to g5, queen captures, rook to f8. And now you might be asking, what is the difference between this position and the one we had in a different line with that engine line? But the only difference is well, I am simply up a piece. And because here in this position, and in a completely winning position, here bishop to g7 was played, but Magnus realized that it's time to time to resign this game because it's absolutely crazy, and Duda just beat the world number one in Title Tuesday in just 39 moves. That's absolutely crazy. And if Magnus had found that trading the queens, he would have been absolutely alive in this game. But as soon as he moved the rook up, it was completely over. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.